Hey guys, welcome to my live stream. I'm just setting up. I had to bring the camera out again. Um, what's this? Yeah, I had to bring the live stream out again. I need to look into what I now just did. Okay, I think I have it. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Per. Great to see you. I'm setting up outside, and the neighbor is starting to mow. It's like clockwork. The moment I pack out the camera, the mowing starts. Okay, yeah, great to be back. Everything's crooked here, so I will try to get a good angle. I wanted to change the angle, but I was a little late. So I didn't even adjust the camera angle like I wanted. So give me a second, and I will change a little bit. So we have a nice background here. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, a little closer. Yeah. So I'm back, guys. Back in the garden. The flowers are coming. Cactus flowers are pushing onwards. We'll soon have a flower flush of epic proportions. And I'm glad that we're out again. I missed this. Really missed this. Hey Remo, good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So, okay. This is nice. We will see. I will change the angle next time. I just brought the desk here. That's why I was a little late. I apologize. I was also dealing with Facebook. I wanted to talk about that right away. So the thing with passkey, I talked about it in the last days. I had accidentally locked myself out from my smartphone because like I have a certain reach on social media, and I'm aware of the responsibility. Like when you have a big reach, you have to make sure that everything is safe. And that's why on Facebook I have advanced security activated, and but now they've started coming to me with passkey, which seems to be a new feature by Samsung, or that's how I understood it. If it's wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, that is a security feature that they expect me to install. And yeah, eventually I tried it yesterday, and what happened, I had myself locked out within 1 minute. Because the thing, I went up to get me a pen to write down the number, and within 1 minute the thing had locked, and I lost 2 weeks of data. I lost 2 weeks of photos, videos, time-lapse stuff, that I could have monetized, and that was really frustrating. To be honest, the thing that bothered me the most was the photos of Kami and Mika. The dog photos, and because Kami is already so old and every day counts in her life. And I lost 2 weeks of that. Okay, I lost 2 weeks of not only like the cat, like everything that was on that phone was gone now. And just because the passkey had overridden the main pin of the smartphone. And when that happened, there seems to be no alternative mode to unlock it then. I mean, I had to do a factory reset. I tried doing Find My Phone. I tried to lock and unlock again. I tried changing PIN, PUK, I had everything. I had the PIN and the PUK, and I couldn't access the phone anymore just because of that passkey. And I'm not against using a good security like passkey if they want to, I'm not even saying they can't have it, but please put in a failsafe that allows me because I personally, since I had Lyme disease, my memory is completely cooked. I have a short-term memory. I need to write it down. And and in this case, this was really happened so fast, and I know it would happen to me again later. And I don't want to lose my data every maybe year, when that happens again. The only thing that I really criticize about that thing, put in a failsafe that allows you to override it eventually. I mean, I already use advanced security. I have 2-factor authentication. I'm only at home because of my muscle issues. I'm only, So at some point, it's a 15-year-old account. I just want to be able to access it, you know, and somehow. And in this case, I couldn't believe that that passkey thing hasn't a way to override it. And I'm sure there is a way. They are just not making that available. They're just not making that accessible, you know? So yeah, I mean, I hope they update that. I really, because it seems like they are pushing that kind of technology, and I just hope that they are updating it in a way that it doesn't make my life so difficult. Like with all the problems that I have problems typing, like pin stuff. Then I accidentally, if you're giving too often the wrong button, you know, you're kind of locked out. And I have this very often with my smartphone. But with the smartphone, you have pin and poke. You know, you have some sort of a security that allows you to reset it. I really thought I had completely bricked the phone when that happened. So yeah, but that's the situation with passkey, and I mean they seem insistent on it. Let's call it that, you know, and I'm really unhappy about it because I'm just I'm just doing this from a completely new phone after the first time went really bad. Yeah, so that's the situation. I'm not against good security. I want to make that very clear, because I know it might look like that. I just feel like I don't want to replace my main pin and poke with a passkey that doesn't have a backup like pin and poke has, you know, like, because the moment that passkey was set, neither pin or poke played any role anymore. I couldn't do anything with them. I even tried with shortcodes that you can sometimes use to set a new pin, you know, but not even that worked. At least put in a way like that I can, when I'm resetting the phone, like you know, that you can at least get that back somehow with a second key of some sort. Okay. Yeah, so we will see. We are outside again now, and we will just go through everything today. I want to repot. I have a chili that is in a too small pot. Maybe we can repot that. I have a little bit of coconut fiber that I want to use, and I'm always happy to take questions, you know. Yeah, I mean, I really want to say, I don't mean to be difficult. I know myself, and I know how often it happens to me that I accidentally lock myself out of my phone with pin and poke already, you know? And there's a backup with that. So I would just love to hear if there's a better way, you know? If they really, and they would probably push that software. They seem insistent. It might be a political thing that is pushed on a European level, you know, like that they're saying, okay, they want to be able to know who's using the phones and all, who, you know, like want to really trace every single phone. And I mean, they can do that already, I believe. But, you know, it might be a thing that they're trying to do now. Then at least update it in a way that what I went through doesn't happen all the time. Just make something, because they are always assuming everyone is equally capable. Like, I have a short-term memory of a potato. When I'm not writing something down the second, something I've often lost it. So yeah, I just wanted to have a look at this one. This is the chili where we've recently harvested one, and I just wanted to show you that there are new ones. There are more chilies growing on the plant. There's also the spider. I'm not sure if it's the same spider, but it could be. Yeah, and the plant looks good. I mean, it has recovered a little. The plant doesn't look really good compared to my other chili. I mean, it looks good compared to how it was when it had the aphid infestation, you know? So yeah. By the way, today it was weird. Our live stream got a lot of visitors a few times, like suddenly. I wonder what kind of triggers it. I really wonder what kind of triggered that we suddenly got so many viewers. I mean, it's interesting when you see it like that, you know? Suddenly we had 30 watchers, 30 visitors or something like that. It's interesting. I find it interesting. So yeah, maybe we can take one down. I don't know. Yeah, it really is like that with my memory. And it's not getting better, you know? I like just 2 years ago when the stuff with Lime was worst. Just using the fingers would be an immense, like just using the fingers to do on the smartphone, to navigate on a website or on an app. It was a huge challenge. And yeah, they're kind of underestimating that the more stuff, the more boundaries they are putting up, that this stuff keeps people off the internet, you know, that this is the kind of stuff that will lock many people out of the internet. Also many older people, you know, that are suddenly locked out the internet because this is the kind of stuff that overwhelms them. And since I have so many memory issues, I can relate to that these days, you know. It makes you feel very old when you're suddenly forgetting everything. Like sometimes when I wake up in the morning, like the PIN code is just gone. Like this, you know, to the smartphone, it is like it's erased completely. And I have that from time to time. It's just gone. Then I have to look it up again, you know. And yeah, so we would see if that keeps the same. I just hope they update it. They make it better. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, so let's have a look at this one. I put a lot of holes into the pot, but it's not enough to get the water out, apparently. I might have to make a hole from the bottom, like allowing the water to get out. I put a few holes all around here at the base, but it wasn't enough. It's not enough. The water is still too much. There's still too much water in the pot. Okay, yeah, and I'm happy with it. I mean, this had very bad aphid problems, and when that happened, I just put it out. I moved the plant in the garden, and within short time, the aphid problem was gone. Was really good. Like sometimes when you have issues with pests inside the house, it can be really good to just move it out, to just bring the plant out in the shade, you know, don't overwhelm the plant with too much sun or too much rain and all that, you know. But outside, a lot of these pest issues that we have in the house, they're not so big of a problem because there are also all the other animals that are out there. And also a lot of them can't deal with the elements. Like when it's constantly raining, when the wind is blowing, very often it's just pushing the little pests off the leaves. Okay. So I would say we are filling up one of these coconut fiber things so we can work with the soil. I have it here. Let me show you. Yeah, and I want to soak it in this tub. I have a little bit of water. And yeah, then we'll see. Like yesterday, when I repotted, it's barely enough to fill this kind of a pot. This kind of a pot size. It's enough for that. Gotta be careful here. There's constantly animals that are taking a dump in the garden. Okay. So yeah, I want to fill up the water bottle later. So this will allow it to soak a little. And I will bring more water because this is probably not enough. So let me get a little bit of it. I have another water sprayer where there's also a little bit of this is really difficult with the muscles, but it works. Okay, so this is enough. This is enough, I think. We will see. We will let it soak and then we will see. Gotta adjust the brightness a little bit here because I'm not seeing anything. Oh yeah, this is much better. This is much better. I thought everything was so dark. So yeah, I will let it soak now. This goes on the side. We will have it later. Just discussing that. Yeah, let's have a look at this here. This is the basil, one of the basil pots that I planted. I'm really, oh, little spider friend. Spiders are my friends and I don't want to bother them usually. So yeah, everything wet. I've had it out in the rain and no, I don't think there were any slugs or snails that have started to eat on it. Here's something that's missing. Want to be careful, you know, sometimes you only notice when it's too late. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We are just having a look at the basil. Yeah. And I've been talking a little bit about my issues logging in. I'm officially an older person and it's just how it is. It's not so easy. Like all the new requirements for the internet today. I'm used to an internet where you could just log in. And today it's getting more and more difficult, you know? Like I felt just two-factor authentication is already a lot, you know, like in regards to the technology, to the work that you have to do. You're basically clicking yes, you know, you're basically giving confirmation for everything, for every single thing that you do. I don't know how it needs to be more than that even, you know. And yeah, but this is me. I don't know. The younger people, they grow into this world, they think it's how it's always supposed to be, you know. Okay, yeah, this will stay out. I think I will fertilize it because the color is a little bit maybe yellowish, not really fully. Could also have to do with the light. Maybe a better spot. There's a few clouds above me. I hope it doesn't start raining here. If it's starting to rain, we will move everything into the greenhouse. So yeah, there are two of these that we could eventually pick. Check it out. This one here. I don't know if it's visible even. No. Now, in this angle, you can see it there, here and here. Yeah, we might be able to already harvest them. I'm not sure. I have no idea how this cultivar eventually looks like, you know? What this kind of thing, how it will eventually ripen out. I'm still really a beginner when it's about that kind of thing. And I'm just looking at everything, trying to see the spider. I've seen it earlier, but now I don't. Yeah. But this one here, I will leave it out. It's growing chilies up here. New ones, actually. I'm really happy that it does that. Unfortunate that it produced these weird kind of leaves, you know, that you can see here. All of this curling that you see there, that is not normal. That's not how it's supposed to be, I guess. At least that's what they told me in the video. Like when I was showing it, you know? Yeah, but under the circumstances, it's okay. So let's have a look at the other one. Yeah, I mean, it's also a little bit of the generational conflict, you know, like every new generation, they only know what they grew up with, you know. So I understand. I just say at a certain point, like security measures, every additional thing adds another layer that some people can jump over. I find it a little bit just being able to, you know, to go online, to do a little bit of online streaming, what I do, and posting from the garden. It shouldn't be so hard, you know. Like there's constantly something. Like in the last 6 months, there's constantly something in regards to technology. Like I had so many issues, technical issues, and there's no customer service anymore that helps you. Like literally no customer service. I mean, I had contact with customer service. It was just not real. I was just not getting real replies, you know? So this makes it harder and harder for you to actually, I don't know, have a normal life without constantly running into dead ends, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's also the thing. In this case, yeah, that software, in this case, it's passkey, and I have no real knowledge about what, I haven't really spent time looking into it. I have heard the word biometric and didn't want to have anything to do with it. How do I know that they will really keep my data safe? How will I know that? And because it's a company, you know, like not that I'd say there's a reason to distrust them, but it's a private company. If this were the government, you know, because we all know that there are so many databases that for like intelligence, you know, I mean, they already exist, but just in this case, it's just a little. It was really hard. It really, like, technically for me, I was a little overwhelmed with it, and I tried setting it up. It wasn't that I said no. I said, okay, I'll try setting it up. And I had locked myself out within a minute. Within a minute. You know? Yeah, I mean, I'm really torn about that. Okay. So because I like with fingerprints and all, okay? Like the moment people are entering in the system, in the criminal system, then I'm absolutely for, you know, storing their fingerprints, making databases of bad people. I'm not even arguing against that. I'm not even arguing against the fact that every society has to safeguard the society, you know? And also with the banks. I mean, there are some security measures that I'm sure they make sense. It's just that they're rolling a lot of stuff out that is extreme, excessive. Like there's so much digital surveillance already going on, and I feel like it's enough. It's not even. I don't even want to say, because I know that there are some bad people that you need to protect society from, because like there's some people that just don't want others to be happy. That just happens in life, but don't treat everyone like they are criminals. Like right now it feels a little bit like you have to generally first prove that you are not a criminal, like they are treating everyone like that potentially. And I'm a little bit against that, because I'm a good guy. I try to be a good person, I try to be a positive influence for people, and I see so much of the stuff that they are doing right now, like the video surveillance that they're pushing, the drone stuff, I see a bad future, and I want to counterbalance. And this is also for me. I want to be able to make the decision for myself to not have all that in my life. And they're making it harder and harder to do that. They are basically forcing people into that, and that is what I don't like, And participating on a social network isn't too much to ask. And again, I'm known. They know me. I have sent them my information millions of times, not millions, but in a proverbial sense, I've sent them my information all the time. They know me. There's no question who I am, So yeah, we will see. I don't want to be difficult. I don't want to. I don't mean to. I'm sorry if it comes across like that, I just don't know if companies will be able to safeguard that kind of information that we're giving companies, And who knows what will happen once the next government gets into power. Even if they are now not abusing that, if they are now all perfectly following the rules and they're only using it against the bad people, if that is true, who gives you the guarantee that it won't change? Like next time the next government comes in, and they might have a total disregard for ethics or morals, So yeah, I just want to kind of bring up the point that we don't have to do everything, just so because it feels like a self-fulfilling prophecy where everything drives more towards science fiction, and not the good kind of science fiction with Star Trek, but the one where everything's a little darker, like Minority Report, that kind of thing, So yeah, I don't want to, and again, I personally believe you can't really have, like, you have to safeguard society in some form, because look, if you look at human history, there's always been the need to because otherwise, if you have chaos, everything will break down. We are standing on like 100 years of growth, of also diplomatic growth, people making scientific inventions and all that stuff, and it is always important to keep it safe. I'm just saying, let's not overdo it, I'm not watching a lot of YouTube right now. I'm mostly filming. When I watch YouTube, it's usually something like vintage stuff. I've been watching a channel called Toy Federation, and I've been watching Froggy Flips, that kind of thing, like just normal guys. That is the kind of but I don't really have a lot of time. Yeah, I don't want to get involved too much with politics. I don't want to open that door too much. Okay, I don't want that here. I don't want to have too much political talk here. I'm personally, I sometimes have political opinions, and I sometimes share them. But this thing here is just about me not being able to participate on social media. Like. I don't even want to be too political with this. I don't. I just feel like you have to be, just from a technical point of view, it's a bad idea to have this mode where there's no safety override. That's all. Just from a strictly technical point of view alone, disregard, and there are also ethical concerns and all that stuff. But if you disregard it, it's also a bad way to implement it. Just technically, put in a save, put in something where I can override it so I don't lose all my data. Yeah, I mean, it's that used to be a common argument, you know, like that's something that they always used to bring up, because it helps you when you are trying to, you know, to push legislation, and that's okay. I mean, look, that's nothing new. They've always done that, and they will always do it probably, you know. Like, I try to be very nuanced about this. You know, I try to be very nuanced because I don't want to blame them for wanting to have better security. Like, if you look at it with our groups, we have a lot of Cactus groups, and there's constant problems with scammers that try to infiltrate them. So I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good thing to have a system, you know, where you can really systematically lock the bad people up. But I know that these kind of systems, they can also be used against people who have done nothing wrong. You know, maybe they said something wrong. I don't know. This is just like, it was within an instance. My whole life, my digital life was erased. I had luck that I had other smartphones where I had some information still left on it, you know? Because otherwise it would have all been gone. Yeah, and I can only say it again. It sounds like a bad implementation when they don't have a way to kind of override that. Like, at least make the main pin of the smartphone the main thing, nothing else. Yeah, okay. I don't wanna. I'm sorry. I just wanted to bring it up because right now I'm not sure what to do with Facebook. I mean, like I said, they seem insistent, and I'm not blaming them for you know, for wanting to have security. I also feel like it's a little bit of a political thing that they are pushing, you know, where politics might have said, hey, we need this, we need to be able to use who knows what's all included in that passkey, you know. And I don't want to be involved. I consider everything that's on my smartphone public information. That's how I approach smartphones. And yeah, so I'm not even bothered by it from that point of view. I just don't want to start fresh every 6 months. Okay, so let me have a look at this one. Yeah, like, there are many of these problems now. That's what I mean. It's not only about passkey. This is a general thing right now. I had the same when I installed my email. You know, then they came up with a how was it called? Authenticator app. You know, like an authenticator app. And a friend of mine had recently posted that he hasn't been able to access his account for months now. You know, for months now, because of that app. This is just, they gotta design these apps for people like me too, you know, like with people like me in mind, who are a little bit simple. Hey mate, welcome to the live stream. I'm sorry, but this is important. This is really important to me because this problem might actually be might be coming back, you know, and it might keep me from posting. It might keep, you know, like right now I haven't heard the same from YouTube, but it could happen that they are also doing it. Yeah, exactly. I'm mentally old. I'm not so old, but I'm mentally old, you know, and that this thing could come, like the way I understand it, they are rolling it out everywhere. And yeah, then I need to, I don't know. I just hope they update it in the meantime. So yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing with the little green berries and all. Check it out. You know, in a different way to solve this would be to just set that passcode as the main code of the phone. You know, like it's not about using a pin. I mean, I'm using a pin too. You know, just use it as the main mode and have something like a PUC would also solve the problem. So let's report. I have, check it out. Here's the coconut, and it's still soaking a little bit, but we can already start, I think. And I will try to find a bigger pot, and I'm not sure if I have one. So let me see. So I only have one, and this one here I actually wanted to use for the Hilde Winterras, because this has these attachments to hang them up like a hanging basket plant. Can put these in here. I'm not sure where the others are. I really need to find the others. If they're gone, that might not be able to put it like that. Oh, they could be with the other parts. Like I still have a part that you hang up. Let me show you how this is. So yeah, you can attach three cords here, and then you can attach it to the greenhouse roof, for example. This is for hanging basket plants. Yeah, I think we need to keep this one for the others. This is important. I will try to find a big pot. If not, we're repotting in a medium-sized pot that I still have. So I'm filling up this small one. Haven't really found the big one. This is the coconut. This is just from the brick. Nothing else. Just a coconut brick expanded. And we will be using that and trying it out. I mean, this should have soaked a little longer. The next one will soak another day. This probably, because it will probably expand a little more. But yeah, for now, for the live stream, it's okay. This was from a commercial site, something like that. And I paid, I don't know, $35 maybe, if I remember correctly. Something like 25 bricks. 20 or 25. I'm not sure. I'm really bad with the memory. Like I said earlier, it's really a bad thing. But it wasn't too expensive. Like compared to soil, it might be worth it. Yeah, I mean, this is how I got to know coconut fiber when I got started with all of that. Like with cactus growing, I tried a lot of coconut in the beginning, and I wasn't really capable of dealing with it. You know, you always have to learn. You always have to get experience to know how to use the soil, what it need. Like sometimes with coconut, you might have trouble with nutrient deficiencies. You have to be careful about always having the right pH, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, but maybe we can do it today. We would see. Yeah, so let me take the live stream a little bit mobile here. And I just want to clean my hands first a little bit, and then I will show you around. We'll show you some stuff that's happening. So I'm currently. This is where the cacti go from the greenhouse, and the cacti here. Yeah, this is going to be one of the spots where I want to film now. Whole summer. Yeah, and we're setting this spot up here because it's straight. There's, you know, it won't take much until we can work here. Yeah, and so the outside stream today, I will show you around a little now, and then later I might continue moving plants out because it's important. I'm always a little bit, you know, I don't have a lot of energy in that kind of thing. I usually the time when I'm doing work at the time of the live stream, that's good because then I don't have to do it afterwards either, you know, because both is kind of hard work for me. So yeah, I wanted to show you what happened here yesterday. Check it out. I'm turning it around, okay? Check this out. This happened yesterday. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Either an animal got into the greenhouse or it was because of the wind. And that will mean we are propagating this plant. And I'm really unhappy about it because I had hoped that it might flower. I had really hoped that it might flower and it looked great. Really beautiful species, you know, just the size where it's starting to flower. But yeah, it's good. I mean, now the main plant is a little smaller, so I can repot it. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I need to cut it out of the pot anyways. You know, this needs to go into a bigger pot now because I decided to keep it. And now it's the time to give it a bigger one. But it was too big for that already. Like when I'm handling a plant like that alone, it's gotten difficult for me. I usually get help, you know, and I don't always want to bother the neighbor for stuff like this, you know. So now the plant is a little bit more manageable. And yeah, later today I will film this. I leave it like that now, and I will film it later so we can propagate this. I will make a propagation video. We're probably taking a few cuttings for propagation, you know. And the thing is, when you have an arm like this, a side arm, they might actually flower earlier than the main column. That could happen next year. The way I see it, we have 3 pieces or so. Here's one, and this one here I think is loose too. So we have at least 3 pieces, 3 or 4. If this one's broken too, if this one is broken too, we have to remove it. And it will depend on if it's bad or not. We will do that later. I want to do it with both hands. I don't want to start now with just one hand, you know. But I will do that later. Then let me show you this. It's a cool plant, right? Hey, good morning. I'm not sure what happened. It was either an animal that got into the greenhouse and knocked it over, or it was the wind. But yeah, it's time for for propagating it anyways, you know, for putting it in a bigger pot and all. I'm just in the middle of moving plants out and all. These will, in the next days, come out. The pumpkin needs to go out because it's now becoming a threat. And I'm not joking. Look at this, you know? It's overgrowing the greenhouse. And I don't want to have a situation where I keep having pumpkin in my greenhouse. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a burglar in my greenhouse either. And usually, I mean, in my house, it's also very spiny, you know, like from time to time, like if you come in, you might fall on the cactus. Like it can happen. So, yeah. Better not to be a burglar then. So, okay, but this one needs to go out. I might have to. That's why I haven't moved it yet. I need help for this. Then, yeah, this here, I wanted to have a look at this. Ow, ow. So this one still hasn't flowered, and I'm unhappy about it. This is a hybrid by Axel Neumann with a Obrepanda, Echinopsis obrepanda zweifarbig, bicolored. Unfortunately, no flowers. And I really reported this. This is a nice, it's starting to be really nice plant. It's really good hybrid. I love it. Very unique. This one here is still not flowering. We will push it some more. We will push it until it's either not flowering or it's flowering. So we will push it as hard as we can, and then we will see if it works. This one here, Aporo candicans shigra F2, and it's starting to flower, I think, but it's very early, very faint. Do you see it there? At this areole there, and at the one here. So yeah, I think we will get flowers on that one. Down there, this is also Gräser hybrid, but I'm not seeing flowers. This one here is the one from recently. Oh, wait, here must... Oh, we have an open flower, I think. Let me see. I almost missed this. Oh, yeah, we have an open flower. And I almost missed it. Check this out. Echinopsis glauca. The one that has fallen, something Bolivian. Probably Lageniformis, something like that, you know. I got it from... It was a columnar cactus, you know, like I bought a columnar cactus and that was what I got. But yeah, like if you ask my opinion, it's definitely something Bolivian. Oh, this one's also flowering, finally. I've repotted this one last year because the flowers were so huge. Had a huge flower and I really liked it. Was an amazing plant. Yeah. And we will have a lot of flowering. So now we have to decide what we will do here. And it will probably be Bamboy. Probably Bamboy. As a father. I have a few more bags of pollen that I could use here. So we will have to find a way to like for me to get there. I would set up the camera. Oh, these are finally. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. This is very unique. I want to talk about this. Check out how unique the flower buds look like, how they are forming there. If you would compare like the way they are up, they are pointed upwards in that weird angle. I find that really interesting. In this case here, this is a really weird kind of flower bud for this kind of thin kind of body-ish. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward seeing what that will be. Yeah, but yeah, it's good that it happened. Now I have a have a reason to finally cut that out of the pot. And that's what needs to happen. You have to really get rid of the pot and yeah, loosen the root ball, really loosen it with a lot of energy. And yeah, so this plant I want to move because the slugs are completely, check it out what they're doing with this. This is arboricola. This one messed up, this one messed up, this one almost messed up, this one. I will put this thing at the house. This one messed up. They will not develop, they will not flower normally. Yeah, but the bamboy pollinations will soon be over because I'm out of pollen. That's also why I'm trying to use it, you know? Like when you have fresh pollen of that, something like that, you have to use it. You really have to use it. Always removing the grass from the pots and all. This is Litoralis, I think. Litoralis, still not flowering, but it can take forever. And when I got that one, I actually wanted to have a Hage Ocerois that I really bought, and they shipped me this one instead. They sent me this Litoralis instead, and yeah, I was unhappy, of course, because the Hage Ocerois was much more rare, much harder to get. I still don't have that particular plant, but this one's good too, you know? Like Litoralis, the older I get, the more I like the Chilean species. They have a really unique kind of... When you see them as bigger plants, they're incredibly impressive. They sometimes look so nice, especially with the ribs and all. Like this kind of rib growth looks really nice. It's an impressive kind of plant. So then here, this is Echinopsis imperialis, a plant that that's a hybrid, and a hybrid with Sorensia telegona. Sorensia telegona hybrid. You can see the reddish color of the spines, you know? Reddish color of the spines from telegona. Also basic kind of color scheme of the spines, but with Echinopsis spines, also Echinopsis. You see, the father was Echinopsis irisi grandiflora, a little Echinopsis. And yeah, you can see the combination of both here. And a lot of these hybrids are on the market, mislabeled, come under all kinds of different names. Usually Brevispinolosus called, you know, like called Brevispinolosus. And that might be, like, Brevispinolosus might be one such type of hybrid. Maybe a unique one, you know? It might be actually an original clone, original plant, but original strain even from one flower, from one cross that someone made and grew out. But it's also one of these hybrids. That's why everyone instantly looks at this and says it's Brevispinolosus, because it involves the same kind of genetics, same kind of parents, you know. This is Mamacita. Let's have a look here. So yeah, and now we can maybe clean up a little. I can remove the oxalis here. Just got to be careful. I don't want to mess up the spider's life there. If there are little spiders on my plants, I always leave them alone. Not sure what that is. Probably some sort of a Hildewinterer hybrid. Multi-hybrid. This is a sister of Claw. Yeah, and just one flower. I need to repot the plants. This needs to go in a bigger pot. This is a nice hybrid by Uwe Karle. What's this here? I'm not sure. We have to wait and see. Oh, this is a Telegonus hybrid. Also, look at the body. It's the same kind of hybrid. Telegona hybrid. Yeah, we need to bring out the ones behind it. I just need to... Yeah, this is Fers 11. And I took off the tip last year. because I wanted to force it to pop, which you can see now here. This was a huge plant. This is a Lobevia hybrid, multi-hybrid Lobevia and columnar. Check this out, how big this is. This is growing the dimensions of a barrel cactus. And Lobevia crossed with columnar cactus, hybrid by Cactus Vers, Macondo cactus. And I removed the tip because these kind of Lobevia often don't pop before you give them a reason to pop. And in this case, the reason was this. And now, yeah, we are getting a lot of pops now, but no flowers. None. No flowers. It's a real problem. Diameter, maybe 16 centimeters, something like that, maybe more. I don't know. Something like this. I will measure it out later. A lot of flowering going on here. And we will be doing time lapse with a lot of them. I want to show you something. I wanted to show you these here that I'm looking forward to. Check this out. This is I'm not sure what they are. Probably misplant hybrids or hybrids by myself, like with columnars and other parents. Interesting multi-hybrids. They flower so early. I'm very happy that they are already flowering. Check this out. I think this one's by misplant with apricot glow. This Otto Schulz, by the way, I'm not even sure. We pollinated them, I think, but we pollinated them very late. With Otto Schulz, I often feel like they could be self-sterile, you know, self-fertilizing. Okay. So I will set up the camera so we can do the pollination over there. Oh. I will try and see if I can reach the flower from here. Everything's crooked here. Yeah, this is nice. Oh, my leg. Oh, it hurts. Oh. Yeah, the plant, like the first 11, that plant is putting all the energy into popping. Comes at the cost of flowering. So yeah, this is nice flower. Big flower. So I will try to set up a camera here, okay? But might take a little. So I think I have the right angle. Let me try. Come on. That's what I mean with my fingers. It's like I have fist for What is it? Okay, now. So I will try to get the new brushes and then we will collect pollen here. I want to collect pollen and then we will pollinate with Baboy, and I need to get the pollen. I will be back in 2 minutes. Okay, here I am. I have brushes and I want to collect pollen later. Not sure if I have any paper pollen here, like paper bags here already. Gotta be careful that I don't break it off, but we're getting to it. It's okay. So here's pollen of Bamboy, hybrid by Uwe Kahle. Okay. So let me see if I have a bag here. Okay, so let's collect a little bit of pollen here. This is not so easy. I need to come at it from the other angle. Maybe I need to set this thing up from this angle so I can go into the other side. Okay, let's try it like this. No. It's actually a good window. I wish my window inside would lock like that. This is a huge issue for me with the muscle issues. This is really difficult. This is pushing me to my limits. I think we have a decent angle and I'm collecting a little bit of pollen. It's not enough to do multiple bags. I need to put it all in one bag. I can't do this for long. Let me show you what we have already. I'm not sure, can you see it? Definitely a lot of pollen there. And this is great. We will be working with this now because it has a big flower, it has a nice flower shape, like opens widely, nice body. It's a really good plant. It's a really good botanical species. And I'm only getting to one side of that, of all the filaments and all, you know. Oh, okay, I need to stop. I need to take a break. Not easy. This is the pollen that I caught. And we will use that for the next flowers that we have open, and we will pollinate a little bit. And yeah, this is a rare species, Echinopsis glauca. Yeah, very obscure. very hard to come by with the right label. They're usually mislabeled. So yeah, this plant will flower like crazy. I have a few bigger plants now. I think it's genetically probably the same clone, but at the very least, I have a few plants that are flowering every year. So good. I want to label the bag here. This is the bag with the pollen that I collected. And I will now label it. I just write on it what it is. You can write on it what date it is. So you know when you collected it, when you find it years later. Sometimes you find, like, I'm working with frozen pollen because you can really freeze it in a freezer and it will be viable. It will still be able to pollinate for a few years, maybe, let's say a couple years, but only if it stays dry. And yeah, but this can be useful later. This can be useful at a time when you want to make a pollination with something, but the plant doesn't flower yet. So yeah, let me just write on it, okay? Writing the year now. Oh, I'm writing the month and the year. This way we know, like, when we're working during the season and we have multiple bags, all of the same type, all of the same species, or all from the same hybrid. So we know which one of them has the highest, potentially the highest viability. Like the youngest one, I would always use the youngest one, the youngest bag with pollen. If you're doing a cross that really matters to you, where you really want to do it, then I would always use the newest one. Okay. So now I just need to find bamboy pollen. Okay, here. So now I'm getting a new brush. Luckily, I ordered a whole new supply of brushes recently. Echinopsis glauca, yes, somewhere in the Rio Maranon area, around the Rio Maranon, that plant grows, and it's a really unique kind of species, a little bit similar to Chalensis. So it's not a Peruvianus or something like that. It's a unique species. It has certain traits that you see in Chalensis. Really fascinating kind of plant. And I would love to see some DNA testing done with it, just to kind of point more towards how it evolved. Because it could be that it involves a certain known species, but something nearby has influenced it to a certain point where it looks like this. You know, it's a really cool plant. Like when you see the flowers a little bit better, very nice, very big, very useful for hybrid breeding. This is one of the plants that I'm working with the most in the future. So let's pollinate it. Pollen of a hybrid called Bamboy, a Uvicala hybrid, think involving Legon. So that would make it a Telegonus hybrid. I think Legon is Telegonus. No, Charm. I meant Charm. Bamboy involves a hybrid called Charm, and that hybrid is a Störensia telegona hybrid. Legon, on the other hand, is a Störensia telegonoides hybrid. You know, both those names are so similar that even I sometimes mix them together. So I pollinate with Bamboy now. Okay. So I'm using up the whole bag because I don't want to be in a situation where I didn't use enough pollen if I, where the cross might have taken if I had just used more pollen. I don't want to be in that situation. So we're using up the whole bag, and there wasn't that much in it to begin with. That's why we are using the whole bag also. So yeah, and we hope that with this pollination, we will get seeds that will grow on this plant here. The fruit will grow here, and it will have Bamboy as a father. And that would mean like the offspring could have that kind of a body, maybe big flower. Ideally, both have big flowers. This has a big flower and Bamboy too, but the color of Bamboy is unmatched. Like that, I mean, it's in the top range of hybrids. So yeah. Okay. And when I'm working with this, I really open up the bag and look into the crevices here, into the cracks of the bag, because very often the way they are folded, pollen is stuck below that, and you can work with that. Okay. Yeah, it's a species that barely anyone can identify even. And I'm not excluding myself from that. I had a lot of issues with this species too. Just because it's so rare that you don't have a lot of like comparison, pieces of comparison that you can use for it, Okay. Good. So this was the pollination of Echinopsis glauca. I think I will set up the camera. Then I'm moving a few small plants out of the greenhouse. Cleaning up here. I want to set this whole area up in the next days so we can pollinate. So we can do a few pollinations here and there. And that will be nice. That will be awesome. Yeah, I will clean everything up. I also want to clean up the whole property because Mika had caught a spine. I think of a blackberry. The blackberries are just everywhere, and they need to be removed by hand. Like everywhere I have these old pieces of blackberry lying around, and I want to get rid of all of them. So I will clean up the set here. Check it out. This is the kind of stuff that we have here, and I don't want to, like, I've been, like, Mika had a little injury on the paw, like above the paw, and now I'm constantly paranoid about her walking into something like that again. So in the next couple of weeks, I will also constantly clean this side up so we can work here, and so it's safe for the animals. Yeah, here's something that I would love to repot. Check it out. This is one of the tomatoes. And this one should come out in a bigger pot. Starting to flower now, by the way. Seen the first flowers on tomatoes. And let's see. Oh, here. I want to show that to you. I was recently, since I'm not really a gardener, I haven't really seen so many flowering tomatoes before, and I was amazed to see a flowering tomato. Yeah, the blackberries here are really tough. They are really one of the heaviest plants here. Very bad, like very invasive. You rarely get rid of them, and due to the fact that the little pieces are lying everywhere and can pop again, it's really tough. I want to make sure that Mika doesn't step into one of these again, or Kami, you know. It's been so difficult to get Mika to just be still. And every time I'm trying to look at it, she's getting angry at me. She's getting really angry at me. She's like, you know, like she's giving me the werewolf treatment, and I just want to help her, you know, and she doesn't let me. So yesterday I've been putting up a cream. I've been creaming her, like putting a cream on her, on the paw here. Yesterday twice, and I want to do it once, like once in the morning, once in the middle of the day, and once in the evening. And yeah, I hope it, like this morning it already looked much better. But I'm still worried because I'm not sure if I got the spine out, you know? Usually if it was just me, like when I'm getting a spine injury, it wouldn't bother me. But with Mika, it really bothers me. Like I have chosen this, you know? And it wasn't a cactus spine. It was probably blackberries. Yeah. If not, she might have to do a little surgery, you know? I mean, I constantly hear about friends of mine, cactus breeders that need surgery. It might happen for like in this situation, who knows? I hope it comes out. Usually, like with myself, I never had a situation where I felt like the spine wouldn't come out eventually. A lot of the spines, just through the infection, eventually it pushes out the spine. But yeah, like when it's myself, I don't really, you know, like with Mika, I'm always worrying, oh, not that she kind of develops an infection, you know, like blood poisoning. I don't have that concern with me. I just expect my body to deal with it, but I can't really, I don't want to have that kind of a thinking with Mika and Kami. So yeah, these are the flowers on the tomatoes. I'm very happy. I'm very happy to have flowers on tomatoes. They need a little bit longer sticks now, and we will do that again, maybe now. So let me have a look, and I will try to find something. This pot is okay, I think. Yeah, so this pot is okay. I mean, I could have filled it. Actually, I could have really filled it. That's the one thing that bothers me now. And we've talked about this so often in the live stream, you know, like when I'm growing cacti, to fill up a pot. But if I remember correctly, I ran out of soil. So I have an excuse at least. Do you think you will eat the tomatoes? Yeah, we'll try them. Sure. Same with the chilies. I'm not really a fan of vegetables and fruit and all, but I will try. When you grow something, you can't really, you know, like it's kind of, you got to do it, you know? I'm looking forward to that actually, to finally have more chilies. I'm waiting for that for a while, so I can finally, you know, compare them a little bit. Like yesterday, the one that we reported, I was finally able to find the label again. And the one that was variegated was Sharapita Red. So yeah, maybe I will try to get a longer piece here for this. Have quite a few. Let me put the camera here, and then I will get something, and we're staking them up a little bit. Oh, the window! I forgot the window. I've heard the window knocking. It's not good. It's not good. Okay, give me a second. Okay, I just wanna maybe like this long piece of wood. I have so much of that Robinia old wood here that I've already taken down. We might as well use it, you know? Might as well have a purpose. So I found something that we can use. It's not so easy here with the setup, fighting the elements. Okay, let's see. So this is one of the, I think it's Wisteria. I think that's the tree. And I have that big one that is overtaking the garden. And I think this is the one that I'm, like I've taken, like I've cut back pieces in winter. Yeah, and I think they should be usable for that. At least I haven't heard about any kind of natural toxins that they might put out like that. It's thinkable though, you know, I need to look into it again, but I think we might be able to use it. I just want to stake up the tomato. So let's take out this one. This is the old one. Wasn't in there so long. And put in a new one. Yeah, this is good. This is okay. I will try to bind it here. Way up. Oh, I apologize. I have a bad angle. So yeah, so this is the state right now. Everything is shortly before a big flower flush. And this is here, this is the main headquarter now. This is where we will film. This is where we will film the flowering and all. I need a little space to work. I need a straight area, and in front of the house there's always something. And yeah, I'm also glad to be away from the chicken coop. It makes me sad when it's empty. So okay, this is for the side. This goes on the side. First flowering tomato. First time flowers. I'm very happy. I'm very proud. We will see how that will go. It has a few, like here I can see an aphid here and there, but it's not a problem. Yeah, exactly. It's the calm before the storm. Right. I wish it would already happen. I feel a little bored, you know, like now is the time where I could really film a little, and now there's nothing. And tonight we might actually be able to film the first time lapse. So let me show you. I would love to do reporting today, but I can't find a pot. I might have to buy new pots already, like again, you know. So I will clean the lens a little bit here. It's not working. I don't know what's going on here. I have some sort of a protective layer over the cam, and it looks a little bit like it's milky. I don't know. So I want to show you the flower and the hybrid that I have. It's a hybrid between Sorensia telegona and Echinopsis kermesina. Let me turn it around here. So I consider doing time lapse with this one. Exactly. I wish it would be like a little bit evened out over, you know, like in a way that you can really focus on every flower separately. That's what I don't like about it. At one point you are suddenly overwhelmed with everything, you know, you're getting so many different flowers, and yeah, you would love to do something and you can't, you know, like because you can only film a few at once. So you can see here it has a telegonus body. Like see these telegonus ribs, but it has Echinopsis kermesina spines. You can really see the Lobivia spines on it. That's what makes it interesting. And this is a very nice one. I really like it. The flower might be disappointing. Who knows? I have seen one flower from this cross, and it wasn't really what I had in mind. You know, it was a relatively smallish kind of flower. But this is an interesting kind of hybrid, you know, like the type of hybrid involving Telegona, always great. In this case, it involved Telegona, Kermesina, and a Matucana madisoniorum. So really interesting intergeneric hybrid, really good stuff. Oh, by the way, check this out. We could actually do time-lapse with this. Now that I'm looking at it, like the flowers are all on this side here on the front. This could look amazing. Like if I'm putting this in the time-lapse video, filming it from the front, this could look amazing. They have roughly the same size. I should consider filming this, and I should consider doing it now. Maybe later. I would probably, right now, I consider moving this plant into the house. But yeah, this is a bad plant to do. This is a very bad plant. This is a, look at the body, yeah? Like this is a Hilde-Winterer hybrid. I don't like that. I would love to film this. Yeah, they hybrid, like Matucana definitely hybridizes with some Echinopsis. They are not so far away genetically. Of course, there's still distance, but they often cross, and there's some genetic connection. Yeah, I will keep an eye on that. I consider moving this into the house, but the type of plant is hard to keep upright. You know, it is difficult for me with the muscle issues to move this thing, and it's difficult to keep this thing upright. All will be challenging. It could still work. Need to position it against the wall like this, you know. Could work. I will try it out probably, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to say it 100%. I also want to film this one. We will see. And it will depend. You know, sometimes you feel like a certain flower will open first, and then later you realize that the others will be flower. Like you see that a different flower is developing at a much faster pace than the others, and that one will get priority, you know. This is a Ragged Pink Stripes, I think. Ragged Pink Stripes is a cultivar, commercial cultivar, really nice, really good. I like it. And it's basically just a clone of Pink Stripes that ended up with ragged flowers. And how that happened, I do not know. This one here is nice. This is Rolf Autenried's hybrid Leuchtfeuer. Yeah, we would see. This one could be great. This is it's also a Telegonus hybrid. Madame Pompadour. With variegation here. First flower. And also one of these plants, like Telegonus, very crooked thing. Very hard to actually keep upright. That makes them hard for doing time-lapse with them. This is the graft that we did recently. We will do another video today removing that because we need to water. This is too dry. I've seen this just now, how dry it is. Let's water right away. Let me get the water can, and then we're watering that because this is too dry when you have graft. Grafting, I always try to make sure that the grafting stock is very well watered, that the grafting stock doesn't have drought. The water sprayer is empty. Where is this? Oh, it's on the desk. I want to fill up the water sprayer a little bit, just a little bit, so we can so we can water that thing, or just get maybe a little cup of water. Yeah, let's do that. Come on, this is going to be a little easier. Just gotta make sure that the plant gets some form of water. There's a little rainwater. Rainwater's good too. So yeah, so later today there will be a few videos with Echinopsis glauca, and I will do videos preparing the time lapses. I will have videos comparing a few species. I want to do a comparison video with Verdermannianus, terschecki again, because they look great right now. Okay, so let me just put in a little water here, not much. And this rainwater looks really bad, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to not drop the cyan. Okay, this is enough. Yeah, okay. So this is for now. Let me go back. We have pollinated the flower with bamboy. I want to say last year that combination worked. Last year that cross Echinopsis glauca bamboy worked out. We got a few seeds, and we are growing some of them in the live stream. We will see how they will come out. So of course I will repeat the cross. If something like that works, if you have a successful pollination, then and if it's a good cross that makes sense to repeat, then I'm doing it. I'm often repeating crosses when they were successful the first time. I often did a cross between Yellow California and Echinopsis valida. Let me show you that. This is the valida, and I've been using that as father on Yellow California. And Yellow California, yeah, is a multi-hybrid Sörensia chicken and like a Sörensia hybrid crossed with Sörensia chicken-dancy. So yeah, genetically a little bit different, but the cross has worked every time I did it, so I kept doing it. I still haven't seen any kind of seedling from those. Yeah, maybe this one will flower, hopefully. I'm waiting for flowers this year. I really wanna do a few pollinations here and there, you know? Okay. Yeah, so this is Legon hybrid, like a Telegonoides. You can see the body here. These segmented ribs and all. That is a very Sörensia Telegonoides kind of trait. And I wanna pollinate it with something. Maybe columnar could produce a cool hybrid, interesting kind of hybrid. I really like these segmented ribs. If I use that one as a father on a columnar, it could have a very cool kind of body, very cool kind of shape. Yeah, so, and again, later we will do a comparison video of Verdermannianus, and I'm giving you a little preview here. I will be showing the blue skin, the dark blue skin. Have a look at that glaucous layer that you have there. Yeah, that is kind of classic for this species. The description has that kind of darkish green skin color written down. There you can see that classic, even darker discoloration that they often get. The spines here, you see they have relatively long spines, often woven, often curved, really interesting, very similar to terschecki. Forma Trichoceros is terschecki, Helianthocero is terschecki. Yeah, and they are very similar, but the difference is they flower only from the tip, while terschecki flowers all the way down, or a little bit further down. You know, this is something where you can, like a very rough trait that you can use that can help you to ID a plant. If you see how the plant is flowering and it has flowers all over the side, then it's unlikely that it's Verdermannianus. If you look at the photos, this species usually flowers abundantly from the crown. And yeah, they're cool. They're nice. In my opinion, it's definitely a species that evolved with terschecki, with Trichoceros terschecki. In which form exactly, I'm not sure. In my opinion, one of the classic Bolivian kind of plants played a role in it, like Taquimbalensis, for example, you know? Taquimbalensis is a species where I've seen many intermediates between Verdermannianus and Taquimbalensis. Literal intermediates. And that made me think it's probably, like that one is probably a hybrid of the other that evolves over time. But yeah, we will see, you know, like it's like we can do DNA testing, that kind of thing. Here's another one. Also very blue skin, very woven spines. This was where it had terminated almost. And this is the new growth over the last years. I had repotted it and now it's finally looking a little better. Yeah, but also see the woven kind of spines, satin white, sometimes even with swollen spine bases. And you see that on Taquimbalensis, you know? That's why I really want to keep Taquimbalensis in mind. So then I have this one. So, and this is also, this is not tersheki. Okay, let's look at it. It's not tersheki. It looks like Verdermannianus too. But this is what came from sacred succulents as validus. So this is, you know, that kind of a plant. And if I remember correctly, like with the photos and all, it was kind of determined that that must be Takakirensis. So that would mean that this is Takakirensis. And it's pretty massive. It has the same kind of bluish color. And we will have to see how that plant grows up. You know, like this is a plant, I've seen the photos of the larger plants, what they have grown in. But in my personal opinion, this is very similar to Verdermannianus too, you know? And also, like I said, the blue skin, the woven spines and all. So let's have a look at tersheki, okay? So let's go into the other greenhouse and have a look at the one tersheki that I currently have. We will deal with the broken cactus later in a video. I wanna propagate it. So yeah, so now here. So this tersheki, okay? And you see that this is a different type of spine for one. They are also woven, but different, like that yellowish kind of color. Yeah. So the skin, but also this is also relatively bluish, maybe a little less, but it's not so far, you know. But this is tersheki. And yeah, the spines are slightly different. You can really, if you look at the spines, they're visibly different. But also similar. You see kind of similar rough traits, like the wovenness of the spines. The spine length is a little similar. They are kind of in a similar angle. Yeah, slightly, exactly. The epidermis is a little bit more straightforward green here. But it's really very subtle. And we will see. We will see how that one will grow up when it's flowering and all. But this is tersheki, you know? But with these plants, you always have to grow them out to the fullest until you see a lot of the traits where you can distinguish between them, you know? Yeah, and this, I mean, this is then validus, you know? Validus being kind of different. This is a very different spine, you know? So yeah, and we will compare that in a video later. Will be interesting. I wanna show them because they're beautiful species and there's not a lot of video stuff available on them. Also because people, like, it's kind of hard. You have to, very often even the botanical seeds are mislabeled. So you have to involve years of knowledge of the commercial market, what kind of a type of seed grew into what kind of a plant, to understand where the problem is. This is Fulvilanus, by the way. And I also wonder about this one and how it connects to Glauca. Echinopsis glauca, because there are some similarities to the Echinopsis glauca that you see by Sacred Succulents that they have. They have a Echinopsis glauca that looks more like Fulvilanus than anything that I've seen before. But it's also a very unique kind of plant. It's definitely something that's different to Fulvilanus, you know? I just say they could connect. They could have something to do with each other. I mean, you have to... At this point where I'm at, I just know the names by, like... You just gotta learn them at some point, you know? Otherwise, I would have probably stopped talking about it and I would have done something else, you know? At some point, you just have to know the names after so many years. But you always make mistakes. You always have some that are wrong, that are said wrong, you know? It still happens. It doesn't matter how long you're doing it. So yeah, okay. And this is the situation. I mean, there's so many flower buds right now. But they are all a good fair amount away. Fair amount of time. I don't know if you say that, if that's even a saying. But they are a little far away. This one's flowering. This one I move out. I want this to be cleaned in the rain. You know, when you have a cactus that is full of spider web and that kind of stuff, it's good when that isn't happening. The ones that are cleaner stay healthier, in my opinion. So everything that looks a little bad will be moved out. Oh, and this one here. Let's have a look at this one, by the way. This is also Verdermannianus. Look at this. Look at the spines here. This is old spine growth. And this is the kind of thing, you will see this kind of angle in my comparison video, showing these spines. And then mentioning the similarity to Taquimbalensis here. Taquimbalensis is very similar to that. Yeah, there are many different kind of plants that are flowering here. Yeah, and I'm still in the process of emptying out the greenhouse. You see here, this was full just a few days ago. Slowly but steadily, we're making progress here. Yeah, and this one here, these are the Arboricola hybrids by Miss Plant. I have no idea how many different species I have. Really, no idea. Absolutely none. I mean, I have a few plants that I always work with, you know, like maybe 100 plants that are my main kind of roster of plants, but I have a lot of stuff that I have grown from seeds where I have no idea what they are or where they are. I have so many seedlings right now, just of the multi-hybrids, you know, stuff like this here, you know, and you can't count the seedlings. Like bigger plants, I want to have maybe 100. Like long term, I think I want to focus on having maybe 100 plants. Just for educational reasons, showing them for educational reasons, explaining in videos, letting them grow big, and the rest, I just don't have the space. I've shown them earlier, we have put in a stake, but I will show you again when I'm back at the other spot. Yeah, so, and these are the Arboricola hybrids. Arboricola crossed with Grandiflora. And yeah, this really, and this is going to look nice. I consider making propagations, you know, propagating something, but then they are not flowering, you know, like I'm sure some of them will be pollinated successfully, and then they will be growing a fruit until autumn. And once autumn starts, it's bad time for cutting. You know, there's never really a good time for cutting these. It would make sense to make propagations in like early in the season, right now, you know. But we could only do it with the ones that are not flowering. And those are, I wouldn't want to clone something where I have no idea if the flower is even good, you know. So yeah, we will show these when they are flowering. These will be amazing. So here's a tomato. Have to repot them. It needs to go into a bigger pot, but I'm out of pots. Later today I will try to find more pots. We'll go through everything and have a look if I maybe find a few more. I must have more. Can't believe that I'm using them all for the plants already, because I've just recently bought, I don't know, 100, and now they are already in use. Like I bought a lot that have this size, and I bought a few of the bigger ones. You're welcome. You're very welcome. There's one that's flowering. So this one's flowering, and I put in a new stake just so it's staying up. Doesn't have to be good. And this is a wisteria, like the plant. I hope it's not giving out any kind of toxins that are bad for the plant, you know, like, because it's technically it's possible. It happens. Here's the flower. I am amazed. Yeah, I've seen the yellow flower, and I was surprised because I thought that it was a chili. I was like, since when have the chili even also yellow flowers, you know? And then I only noticed that this is actually a different plant that we're growing. I'm still not used to that there's so many different plants around. So this one here, yeah, also needs to go in a bigger pot. If I'm not finding any, I will order some. Need to order new, maybe 10 or so for now. Yeah, okay. So check out the desk here. I really feel like I've set it up perfectly. Look at this, find it really nice. This is a nice setup. If I ever manage to have a cameraman, I can put the angle like this to show it, you know, to show nature. It's kind of tough when you always have to you know, to moderate. It could really happen. It could really happen that, like, I had the same thought with the chili. I've been doing so much with the chili that I could see myself ending up doing that. Like this year, I've already discussed using one greenhouse for vegetables in the future, because it makes sense with the live stream, you know, it makes sense with the channel. So I might actually use one greenhouse just for stuff like this. And yeah, so it could very well happen. What's this? Something was taking a break on the plant. I hope it wasn't something bad. I seen it and I felt like this could be something like a white fly, but I'm not sure if it was one. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I'm very happy with this kind of a background here for now. And in the next days, we will clear this area out. Like just the place here. Cleaning up and everything. Tomorrow I will just set up the camera here. And I will continue to clean up so we have an area where we can film the pollination. Over here I have some more chilies that I haven't even shown yet. I would really love to repot them. We need at least 10 more pots. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about the Monstera. That's really sad. My condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. I wanna sow out Monstera too very soon. We will try it on the channel, and we might be in the same kind of situation that you are now. But great to have you on the live stream. I'm just showing the chili here that we couldn't repot today because I'm out of pots. But check out. There's some stuff growing here. Here. Yeah, and this is the coconut fiber. This the rest. Filled up one of these tiny pots here. And yeah, maybe this is enough for another one. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to like once you have them, it's really difficult to deal with them. You know, like when you say plant mosquitoes, do you mean like fungus gnats? I assume because those were the ones that really gave me a bad time on the live stream. Like when we were beginning with the live stream, like in December or so, they were so hard to manage in the beginning. It's really a bad pest, and you have to be really careful about watering. You have to have perfect water management, and sometimes they still win. That's great to hear. Yeah, it's great to hear. I mean, donating blood, I'm sure it's always needed. So that is a great deed that you did there. Congratulations. That's nice of you. It's very nice of you. I haven't done that yet. I always assumed they don't want my blood. They're happy when I don't bring it to them. You know, that when I would be there, they would be saying like, hey man, this is nice, but that's entirely unnecessary. You know, like that's probably what they would say. With my bad kind of health, they don't want that. But yeah, I admire that. Yeah, it's the X Fungus Gnat channel. We have kind of grown out of it, but we might get back to it in winter. Who knows? I don't want to, I don't want to praise the day too early. It's just good now that the seedlings are in the greenhouse. Outside, you don't have these fungus gnat problems because the heat often completely nukes them. They don't have a chance to be that much of a problem outside or in the greenhouse even. Okay, yeah, so this is that. We will repot them. I will try to get bigger pots. Maybe 2 sizes up for both of them. And I have a few more. I have a few tomatoes that need to come up. That's how it is. Or you're always buying pots. You're always buying soil. And this is how this kind of garden nursery thing becomes financially unwise, unfeasible. Is that what you say? Or do you infeasible? But it's not feasible. It's really, it involves a lot of stuff that you need that gets more expensive every year. So I'm glad that I only need to buy 10 pots instead of like 100 or 1,000. I think 10 pots have already recently where I paid something like 40 or 50 bucks just for 10 big ones. Really, really wild. Oh, but I have some bigger ones inside. They are very big, but we could use those. But then, maybe we can pot some like these here. Maybe we can take these out and we can use that for this kind of size. And these plants come in the really big pots. I don't want to have such excessively big kind of pots because it's always heavy for me. And with the muscle problems, I don't want to have that heavy kind of thing that I always have to carry. Everything is light that I use. Even my tripod is light. This is a travel tripod that I can easily move, and I like that. I mean, you've seen me work with the plants. It's always good when you can still move a plant. Yeah, I mean, what do you buy? Do you know what a big pot costs? Like, I don't know, maybe 60 centimeter diameter, 50, 60 centimeter diameter. Do you know what they cost? Because I haven't bought one in years, but I assume they are very expensive. This kind of pot already costs you a few bucks, maybe a couple bucks, $2 or so, 150 maybe two. I would think everything bigger, 10, 15 euro, maybe 10 euro for a really big one. Oh, that's nice. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Like for one pot, that's wild. We will have to see. I just hope we don't have to grow so much in big pots, We are trying to have everything relatively small, still manageable. That's crazy. I need to look into that. I really need to look into that because I'm getting to the point, like I have a few plants in the greenhouse and they need to be in a stationary pot, And when I'm picking a stationary pot, it might be something like, see, this is the size. This is one of the bigger sizes that I have in the greenhouse. And I don't know what it is, maybe 30 centimeters. 30 centimeters diameter. And it's really not, they could be bigger. When I have them stationary like this, I might have a bigger one in the future. For everything, when I decide something stays here, then I might pick the biggest one that I can afford, and we will put them in that. This is also something that I did much, like these kind of bags here. They are really good. I like them. This is good for having a mobile plant that you can move. Also with the time-lapse video. It's not bad. Okay. Okay. What kind of a botanical name is that? Like a dragon tree? Do you know what kind of a botanical name that is? I think I have something in mind, but I'm not sure how it's called. I will look it up though. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is nice that I found the plant. This is, I believe it's Takakirensis. At least that's what the label was. And I just wanted to show this at the end of the live stream to show you the woven spines that you see here too. You see the similarity between this and the Verdamanianus? You see this? It's a very similar woven kind of spine there. Also swollen spine base. And this is either Takakirensis or Taquimbalensis. We will see. Oh, Drachenbaum, Dracena, exact. Yeah, that's what I meant, what it was. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we will see. I'm always considering new stuff to grow on the live stream. Okay, yeah. By the way, wanted to show you this one for the end. This is Sorensia purpureo pilosa. Okay. And it hasn't flowered. This is a huge plant. Check it out. How big of a plant this is. This covers a square meter. And it hasn't flowered yet. So we will see. Okay. Yeah. So I think this is a good ending for the live stream. By the way, do you see me? Do you guys see me in the way, like, is the picture now much worse than it was before? Because I have that protector on the glass, and I feel like I might have a glass protector over there that looks bad in the video. If it's visible in the video, then I will get rid of this one and put another one on it. Thank you, Per. Wishing you a great day. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. I want to read the comment out loud. If you're gonna buy pots, buy them from auction. It's way cheaper. I did that once, actually. I bought the pots from a nursery that went into bankruptcy, and I got a lot of pots. That was great, and that you can really do that. That is a good way to suddenly get pots for relatively little money. Okay, thank you. I will look into that. I will watch the video later, because when I'm looking at the video now, it looks a little different, you know. But again, thank you guys. I wish you a great day today. Wishing you a great weekend. I will be filming. Oh, Action. Yeah, I know it. I've like, my mom shops there from time to time. She sometimes brings me stuff. You know? I know them. Okay. Yeah, so thank you guys. I greatly appreciate it that you were here with me today. I'm turning it around to say goodbye. Just showing you what we will do in the next days. There are many flowers coming up. And now we're really cleaning up. For the heavy lifting, I will get help. I can't lift the heavy plants, but the smaller ones, I will try to. Every time I'm going in and out, I'm picking one. and then we will film. We will film time lapse. Maybe I'm putting together a few 4 or 5 different ones for time lapses, you know, that I can organize in a way that makes sense when they open synchronously. Is that a word? But yeah, I really wanna do something with the time lapses and all. So thank you. Wishing you a happy weekend. I will be back again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, that you have been here with me today. I greatly appreciated it again. Thank you until tomorrow, and there will be more videos coming, unless Passkey locks me out again. Thank you. Thank you.